Okay, here we go. This is going to be our second part of Dracula. If you're in, it's the same as normal. If you're not in, we're still reading Dracula. This is part 2, which has been uploaded to Dojo. So if you want to read along while you watch this video, that's great. If you just want to watch the video, that's also great. I am going to pause this video and ask them some questions. While they're working out those answers, you can be working out the answers at home if you pause the video. Actually, the video will probably stop and then there'll be a second one. We'll get on with it. Just in case you don't know what happened yesterday, we've already talked about it. Maybe you should have a quick think what happened yesterday. Basically, there's a dude called Jonathan Harker who's turned up at the castle. He was about to open the door, but he heard someone coming, and then there were bolts and chains, and the door opened from the inside. Now we're going to carry on. Okay. A tall old man was standing in the doorway, dressed from head to foot in black. He had a sneering mouth with 2 sharp white teeth protruding over his lips. "Welcome to my house," he said, and then, almost eagerly, "Won't you come inside?" Jonathan winced when he shook hands with him. The old man's grip was like a steel trap, and his hand was as cold as ice, like the hand of a dead man. And there was something else very curious about it. The palm was covered in hair. "Count Dracula?" Jonathan asked nervously. "I am Dracula," the old man replied in a chilling voice, "and I welcome you, Mr. Harker." The Count bowed to Jonathan, who felt a sudden shudder. Perhaps it was just that the Count's breath was revolting, but there was something about the man that was making him feel sick. The freezing stone corridors they walked along did nothing to raise Jonathan's spirits, nor did the narrow staircases, the damp walls, or the heavy bolted doors. But at last the Count led him to a comfortable study. A fire was burning in the hearth, and an open door revealed an adjoining bedroom. Suddenly Jonathan felt much better. To see a warm fire was comforting, and his welcome to Castle Dracula had at least been, well, polite. After all, it wasn't the Count's fault if he had hair on the palms of his hands, or breath so bad that it could fell an ox. "You must be hungry after your journey," the Count said, pointing to a table where a substantial meal was laid out. "You will excuse me if I do not join you. My eating habits are rather, unconventional." Neither of them spoke much as Jonathan was eating, but when he'd finished, the Count said, "And now, my friend, tell me about my new house in London." I'm going to pause it there. I'm going to ask them some questions. Then I'm going to ask you some questions as well. So we'll pause it there